What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bob's Garage, and I finally received my used HID Igniter. Alright, so those of you that are following along, the last episode I was talking about my burned out headlight, and I tried replacing the bulb. That did not fix the problem. So I picked up a replacement igniter. This is also sometimes referred to as a ballast, and this is for my B5 S4. It's for my HID bulb specifically. So the D2S bulb, this is the igniter that fires it. So it kind of looks like a flyback transformer. And what I need to do is get the driver's side headlight assembly out, and then we can go about replacing this bad boy. Alright, so this is something that I do not want to be working on right now. I'm tired, it's been a long day at work, long week, but I need to have working headlights. Like, this is kind of a major safety issue. So, what I didn't do was I did not disconnect my battery, and I always recommend disconnecting the battery, especially when you're working with anything like high voltage like this. But hey, whatever. Okay. So you can check out my other video, the one titled "How to Replace a HID light bulb" or something like that. But I basically kind of go about explaining how to remove these headlights without removing your front bumper. There we go. So we're going to disconnect the side blinker bulb just by twisting it. And what I'm going to do is grab a rag, and this worked pretty well last time. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver here. So we got a little screwdriver. I'm going to grab my rag here and lift the light up. Set my rag right here like this. And that allows me to flip the light over to gain access to the clip. And pull this up. Alright, and there you go. So I just disconnected the wire harness here, and the whole thing pulls out. So here we are. We brought our headlight inside the house, and I just wanted to kind of show the tools that I picked up. These were purchased from Home Depot today, and they cost a whopping $7.97. So I did want to pick up, like, they make like an orange set that's like $10, and it's really nice. It comes with like an orange rubber case, but they didn't have that. The guy said, well, it's probably online only or something. So here's our replacement unit, and let's see here. I think it's about a T20. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Could be too small. Nope, that's it. Let me see if it says, yeah, T20 security. So I know that's not going to show up. I'm not even going to try. So I'm just going to put this bit in my... That's not going to work. Looks like I need to find a bit driver. Bit driver has been procured. Alright, so looking at the new one, there's 6 holes on the outside. So those 6 are the ones we're going to remove. So there's 2 remaining ones. We're not going to touch those. Okay. And now we just kind of pray to God that these come out okay. They're a little bit corroded looking, but in true German fashion, they're nice and These are some heavy duty screws. Wrote you a little ditty and it goes a little something like this. Ah! Okay, and in case you're wondering, these bits are magnetic. 10x magnetic, whatever the 10x means, nobody knows. Okay, we're gonna just try to use a screwdriver here, and you know what? Before I pry this out, let's actually disconnect it. Flip this over. I like to pull out and then flip it up, and then you're not popping anything. Okay, so if you watch our other video, you're just gonna twist this, pull it out. And I know it's not gonna show up on the video, but I'm just gonna take a look in here. Okay, I think we're okay to pry it free. I don't see anything else. I'm not even touching the bulb this time. And let's go ahead and dive right into this. So it's an idea I've had for a while, but of coming up with like a difficulty rating for different jobs and tasks based on time, skill required, whatever. Maybe come up with something clever at the beginning of the video. Be like, hey, this is a 1.4 difficulty rating out of 3. Okay. Alright, and there you have it. Okay, so, there's only one connection to this thing. And it's just this black connector here. Never played with one before. Most likely will break it. But let's see. Trying to hold the flashlight and hold the pliers at the same time and the camera. But if you see how I did this, all I did was just take pliers on the side of the connector and just pulled on it and it came free. So alright, that's all there is to that. So we disconnected that black connector here. So all that's left is to fish the bulb connector wire through. And that's it. So we're gonna kind of keep the same orientation. If you are doing this and you already ripped yours apart and you're like, oh man, which way does it go? The tall section goes over in the hole when you flip it upside down. Okay, so let's do the opposite here. Flip this through here. And this came over the top or on the outside here. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you're as amazed as I am at how many different versions of connectors the Germans have in these cars. If you've done a lot of work on your car, you probably broke most of them because they're not very intuitive. Okay, so that's it. We got our connector here. We plugged in that wire. And now we're just gonna put in those bolts, or those screws, I guess. I bet you there's somewhere in some German manual someone actually wrote down a torque spec for these screws. Everything's got a torque spec, so it's always a good time. Okay. I would say though, make sure to get these all really nice and hand tight because there is a rubber grommet that surrounds the inside of this metal plate to keep the elements out. So I guess I'll take this opportunity, if you're still watching or following along. My question to you is, do you, what other options are there like to convert to get away from this setup. Because this, I can see how this could potentially get very expensive if you're going to own your B5 for a long time. Like, has anyone out there gone and converted their car to LEDs? Or have you changed out to different ballasts or igniters? Like, I think I was reading something that said like go with like Hella or something like that, where you convert it to use off-the-shelf parts rather than these parts that are really hard to come by. Or my other question is, do you guys know of a source where I can get a new one of these for relatively cheap? I think they're over $500 a piece through the dealer. Okay. And there's little tangs or tabs sticking out on the bulb. So we're gonna there you go, and lock it in there. That's it, we're done. One last step. Lock this down. And that's it. Installation is the opposite of the removal. We're going to flip it upside down, set it on our towel here, just so we can get this plugged in. Push it in until you hear a click. Flip it over gently, very, very gently. Pop in your turn signal. Kind of goes in at an angle, then you twist to lock it. The turn signal will be oriented straight up and down when it's just locked in. So it's kind of like this and goes. Okay, pull out our towel. And we need to get this corner in. Where is it at? Down here. We need to get that corner in first. And I'm going to block the camera angle, I know it. But we're basically using a flashlight to look in here and to get it lined up. Oh, this is the problem. My tab is underneath. There you go. Alright, so let me see if I can show this in better detail here real quick. So down in there, you want to get that to lock in. Now, I always have a little bit of an issue. You can kind of see it's still not lined up yet. I have a little issue with fitment right at this corner here. So now that that corner is locked in, now we got to kind of just hinge this in, and this always kind of rubs or gets really close here. So just be careful of that. Alright, figured I'd include some bonus footage of me wrestling with this thing. You can always get this in, but now this end's not in there. So I usually try to get this, a lot of hemming and hawing. There it goes. Alright, and now if you kind of try to pull on this corner, the headlight doesn't release because it's locked in place. Alright, so next step, we're going to test it out before I put these screws in. Alright, fingers crossed. I have zero headlight. Okay. Okay, so quick note. So that did not work, or is still not working. That's a major problem. That sucks. I'm really pissed right now. So what I'm going to do is what someone suggested before, and what I'm going to do is pull the passenger side here that works. And originally I wanted to remove the actual igniter, but what I'll do is I'll just set it over here and plug it in on this side. I'll just do it that way and see if that if it'll I guess see if the wiring and everything's good, and then we can go from there. I can swap out the bulbs and stuff. So okay, bolts. Pull this one up first. Try not to tear the mold, which I might have just done right here. Maybe. Anyways, one side. Okay, you can see the lights on. And check this out. The working passenger side does not work over here. So we have something other than the igniter, most likely other than the light bulb. Coming to play here. Stay tuned for more. So I didn't think about it before, but I took the driver's side that wasn't working from over here and plugged it on the passenger side, and it fires no problem. So that means this igniter that I bought is good, and the bulb that I originally thought was burned out is still good. So everything's good on the passenger side. I gotta kind of figure out what's going on over here. So it's not the bulb, it's not the igniter. It's something else. Stay tuned for more. Short of breaking out like a multimeter and trying to figure out what's going on with the wiring loom, I'm gonna just do a quick check of the fuses. I've owned this car for a year and a half, but I've never had to touch a fuse or play with any of the fuses or anything. So I'm gonna see. It's a long shot, but maybe each headlight has its own fuse. I don't know. Yeah, so let's find. Okay, so the fuse box is just inside the driver's door, over here on the side, and you can see over here I already removed the door that covers the fuse box. And let's take a look at this. There's some specialty tool. I think this tool is for winding the sunroof closed, like in case the power stops working for the sunroof. You can like shove this key up in there and twist it. Looks like it comes with a fuse holder. Nice. And I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it's got a whole list out, and it says number 18 is high beam headlight right, number 19 is high beam headlight left, number 20 is low beam headlight left or right, and then 21 is low beam headlight left. So the high beams are 10 amp fuses and the low beams are 15 amp fuses. So we're going to look at number 20 and 21. There's a legend up here, and it looks like it's, can't even see the printing. Looks like 20 and 21 are all the way at the top up here. 20 and 21 below it. So we're going to use these nice sexy little fuse pullers and see what happens. Oh man, look at that, would ya? Just look at it. So I don't have a multimeter, but I see a burn mark in the center of that. So this was number 21, fuse number 21. If we look at our chart here, 21 is low beam headlight left. Alright. All that work, and all it was a fuse. See you out there. Well, don't I look like a dumbass? So that's all it was. A fuse. Well, lesson learned. This is, man, I'm trying to remember back the last time I ever had to do anything with a fuse for a car, but it's like wrenching 101. Check the damn fuses if it's an electrical problem. Wow. Alright, well, I don't know why it blew, but 15 amp fuse was borked. Killed my passenger light. So, wow.